Key, not perfect, unique key. Okay, combination of not null and unique key. Okay, my screen is visible, right? Okay, let me start. Yeah, yesterday I have given one data model. Anybody created these tables with relations? Okay, let me create today and tomorrow we'll take questions on this topic. Okay. This will cover these questions will cover all the topics whatever we discussed till now, that will cover in this topic. Okay, with this example, day after tomorrow we can go for the, yeah, tomorrow only we can go for the that alter how we can do the constraint things and all. Next week we'll complete the other topics. Okay, logs and partitions. Okay, that and all won't take much time, only one day enough for that. Let me open that one. Syllabus. Okay, logs, unnested table, partitions, cluster. Okay, all are one day topics we can discuss. Okay, four topics, five topics will be, five topics are left, so five topics will take 5 days. Okay, next weekend we'll complete this one. Okay. Okay, today and tomorrow completely on this one only. Okay. Yes. Okay, in this diagram, in this data model, what is the what are all the independent tables? Can anybody tell me? Customer table is the one of the base table, and hmm? Yeah, product table also one of the base table. Yeah, seller table also one of the base table. Okay. Next, what are all the derived tables? Yeah, order will be last one. Okay. Before that, we after address and payment, you have to define the order table. Okay. So second level of tables are address table and payment table. Okay. Let me create that one. So first, what all the tables we need to consider first? First, we need to create the first base table, that is customer. Okay. Let's create the customer table. Create table. Table name is customer. Okay. And here trust ID is number. Next, customer name. Okay. Customer name would be what? Worker, right? Worker type. Next, default address ID. Okay, that will be number. Default address ID. Okay, that will be number. Next, default payment method. Default pay ID. That is also number. Okay. Apart from that, any other columns required? Customer things, customer perspective. No, right? Okay, let me create. Okay, here which one will be the customer primary table? If you want to derive any other tables means, if you want to refer this customer ID table means, what you have to do? You need to take care of creation of the primary key as well in the master table. Sir, no. So first, what you have to do, you need to add the primary key as well. So how you can define at table level or column level. Okay. So let me create the at table level. Okay. So constraint. I want to give the name also. Constraint prime underscore custom ID. Okay. Like that, I want to give the constraint name also. Constraint type is primary key, right? Primary key of cust ID. Okay. We can create or not like this. Yeah, let me create. Okay, customer table already existed. Let me drop this table. Okay, some other derived table names are there. Okay, let me change the table name. Okay, customer underscore November. Okay, table is created. Next, what we have to do? Another table, right? Seller table. Okay, so create table name seller underscore November. Okay, what are all the possible column? Seller ID, right? Seller ID is number. Next, seller name. Okay. Next, seller address ID, right? Seller address ID. This is default. Okay. So let me add that one also. Default address ID. Okay, which is number type. Okay. So here also we need to create the primary key because we need to refer this one, right? So how we can define constraint prime underscore seller. Okay, seller underscore ID. You can give any name that will work. Okay, primary space key of which column seller ID. Okay, you can give that one. So now we can create the seller number also created. Next, what is one more independent table? No, address is not the independent table because you are referring the customer ID. You are referring, right. So this is, and also you are referring the seller as well. Okay, so it is not the independent table. Even pay, payment also not the independent table. Okay, yeah, product is the independent table. So what you have to do, you have to create the product table next. Okay, so let me create the table product. Create table product. Okay, what are all the possible columns here? Product ID, okay, which is number. Next, product name, okay, or description, anything, okay, which is varchar to type. Can anybody tell me what is the difference between char and varchar to? Yes, yes, exactly. Okay, unit price is of number two. Okay, number type. Next, discount also number, right? Next, what is there any other possible columns in the product table? No, right? Okay, of course, manufacturing date, that kind of things are where manufacturing date, expiry date, like that, so many things will be there that we can ignore just for our report generation purpose. Just we can add only four columns. Okay, maybe if it is depends upon that tax, which slab that product is. Okay, based upon that, it vary the your item price as well, right? Okay, so that at all you can ignore. Meantime, Here, which one will be the primary key? Okay, let me add that prime underscore prod as constraint. We are giving the names, right? Yeah, constraint prime product ID, and we need to give the primary key of prod ID. Yes, correct. Let me create this one also. Okay, it's already existed. You can create with some different name. Okay, table is created. Now, what I have to do? Which table I need to refer? Which table I need to create next? Order. Yeah, because you are referring the address ID in the order table. So you should be create the address table. Otherwise, you cannot create that one. Okay, or you can create payment table as well, because that is derived from the customer table. Okay, so let me create that second level of tables, that is payment and address. Okay, let me create the table. Create table of payment underscore tab. Okay, this is pay id. Okay, payment id means your payment method id, that is okay, not the transaction id. Okay, so let me add that one, pay method id. This number type. Next, payment method. Okay, a method means whether it is a gift card or whether it is a what we can say, it's a UPI or credit card, debit card. Okay, that and all description. Okay, you can take the as a string column and you can add here. Okay, that address number or whatever it may be, it will allow, right? Varchar will support number also. Okay, so just simply you can write as a define as a varchar two type. Okay, next, what is the column? Next, customer ID. It's specific to customer, right? Okay, you can specify that cust ID which is of number. Next, what we have to do? You need to refer this customer ID from the customer table. Sir, no. So how you can do that one? Yeah, you need to references. Okay, either you can define at column level or you can define as a foreign key as well. Okay, let me add all the tables as a means in real time. Rarely people will use the column level constraints and all. Normally use the table level only. Okay, only for the not null, and if it is specific to unique queue things and all. Say if they are performing the operation on single column, then only people go with the single column level. Otherwise people will go with the table level only normally. Okay, so how you can define that one means constraint, constraint name, which is which constraint this is, foreign key. Okay, you need to specify the foreign underscore name as customer. Okay, cust underscore payment. Okay, so you can refer that one. You can give name by addressing these two tables. Okay, next, what is the table type here? Sorry, constraint type foreign key. Okay, you need to specify. Okay, foreign key, which column? Yeah, customer ID. Okay, cust ID. Next, where you are referring that one? Yes, references customer, customer underscore November. In that, which column? Cust ID. Okay, we need to follow the complete syntax. Okay, so let me create this table. Missing random. Huh? Okay, foreign key. Yeah, correct. I'm giving space, right? Instead of that. Yeah. So payment table is created. Clear how we can create the foreign key? Yesterday we have shown already one day example. I have shown a EMP table, DPT table, how we can insert the data whenever we are having the relationships and all. Okay, just another example we are taking very bigger, little bit bigger, and we are creating the tables. That's it. We are not discussing any new topic today. You should be answer all the questions. Okay. Next question. Next table is what? Okay, address table. Here, which one will be the primary key? So here, one more thing. We are not defined the primary key. Yes or no? Why we are not defined primary key? Yeah, we can discuss. We can create combination also, right? Primary key, but we are not defined that one. Why? We forgot. Okay. So let me recreate that one. Okay. So after this one, we can add the primary key as well. Okay. Constraint prime underscore payment tab, right? Payment. Okay. Now which is of primary key. Okay. So what are all the things I need to consider here? Two columns, right? It is not okay. If custom for each and every customer, if the four payment methods are there, means it will be for each and every customer. It will be starting from one to four. Okay, one, two, three, four for each customer. Like that, you need to define. Means you need to create the composite primary key in this case. Okay. So what you need to mention? You need to mention the both the columns. Okay, primary payment method ID, comma cust ID. But whatever value you are having this right, cust ID, this you should be refer from the this customer number table. Okay. Next, next table is what? Address table. Okay. Here, which one will be the primary key? Which one will be the foreign key? Now tell me. Yeah, cust ID and seller IDs are both are foreign keys since these two columns are referring from different tables. Okay, so directly we can say that is the foreign key, but you cannot say address ID and cust ID is the primary key because if you are having customer ID, you may not be there seller ID. Okay, for seller for storing the seller address, you are adding the seller ID. You are referring this one. That time customer will not be there. Okay. So for storing the customer address, you are referring the customer ID. That time seller ID will not be there. Okay. Means what? You cannot consider. Okay. For again, for each and every customer or each and every seller, it will be creating as a new sequence number. Okay, if for let's assume customer is having three addresses. Okay, one two three like that it will be there. Okay, again seller also it is having one two three addresses are there. So numbers will be again starting from one to two, one to n. Okay, so you cannot define primary key as the address ID. Of course, you can add that one, just giving the some sequence number simply directly. You can refer that in the order table as well. But I don't want to go like that. I don't. I want to go with the combination only. Okay, whenever I'm picking the customer address, I need to refer the customer ID. I want to pick the seller address. I want to get from that seller address. I don't want to go with the single address ID. Okay. Here I don't have, I didn't added the seller ID here. Yeah, we can add that one. If you want the seller payment method, that you can add like that also. Okay. Just for I what I am trying to say here is just I want to cover all the types of constraints. That's it. Okay. If you want, you can add the not null constraints for the customer name. Okay, and address type. Okay, like that you can add not null cells also. Okay, I'm not showing much not null constraints on unique, but unique you have to use. Okay, here unique constraint would be address id and customer id, and address id and seller. Two unique keys you can define. Sir, no, you should not be having the duplicates with these combinations. Sir, no. Okay, let me create same manner. Create table address. Okay, please don't mind if I'm having any spelling mistakes and all. I'm not very good at English. Address underscore November. Okay, address ID. Okay, which is of number type. Okay, you can make if you want not null. Okay, next address type. Anyway, this address ID you are creating for the other things, right? So you can ignore that one. Okay, address type, ADR type. Okay, that is of varchar2. Okay, this we can make as a not null. You can add in above columns as well. Customer name, seller name, product name. This you can make not null, no issue. Okay. Next address. So I want to enter the all the things. Okay. Address, house number and street, everything I'm adding in the one field only instead of adding multiple columns. Normally it will be in multiple columns, but I don't want to go with that one. Okay, I have everything adding in the single address. Okay, for timing. So this is of varchar2. Next, customer ID. Okay, customer ID is number type. Next, seller ID is of number type. Next, in this one, what will be the thing? Next, what you have to do? Yeah, first you should be create the relationship. Okay, so what is the relation? How you can define the relation? Yeah, if you want to name your constraint, okay, you need to name that one constraint foreign key, right? This is okay, foreign address. Okay, which one? Customer ID. Okay, first we need to make the relationship with the customer table. Okay, so foreign key address with customer table. Which one? Foreign key we are using, right? So Jesus, foreign key of which called cust ID. Okay, which table you are referring? References customer table, right? So that you need to specify here. Customer ID, customer dot customer of cust ID. Okay, so now you are build the relationship with the customer table. Next, what you have to do? Seller ID as well. Okay, so what you have to do instead of customer, you can make the seller address, seller table. Okay, so here which one will be the column? Seller ID. Okay, so which table? Seller table, right? Okay, you need to refer the seller table as well here. So now you have built the relationship with the seller table as well. Next, what you have to do again? If you are using the foreign key and all, it will be allowing null values. Actually, if you are referring that one means what you have to do? You have to, yeah. No, no, not primary key. We need to make the unique key, address ID and this customer ID, either this combination or this combination. Both combination should be unique. Okay, may be there, may not be there. Unique will allow null values also, right? So that we need to make as a unique values. So let me create the unique constraint as well. You can add n number of constraint to table. There is no restriction for that. You can add, you can build the relationship with n number of tables. There is no matter. Okay, so it's a matter how you are building the relationship. Okay, so constraint of which type? This is unique type, right? Yeah, unique address, that customer details. Okay, so here which type, what is the key? Unique key. Okay, you need to specify the constraint type. And what is the columns here? Address ID, comma, customer table, right? Customer ID. Okay, that you need to specify here. So one constraint you have created. Next, same way you have to create another constraint also. Okay, which is seller type. Okay, so you need to specify the seller. Okay, you need to specify that seller ID. Okay, so now your table will be fine. Okay, table is created. Like this we can be able to create or not. So now we have created the four master tables for the four, now five master tables for the order table. Of course, in this three, only three are the parent tables. Again, two are the defined from the parent table. Again, this is the child most table. Okay, child, this one. Okay, so this we can refer here. What are all the possible independent columns? Independent Yeah, order ID, quantity, and total amount to invoice amount. Okay, invoice amount, actually we need to update that one. Okay, so anyway this we can exclude because it depends on this one. Okay, even total number also it will be changing. Okay, based upon the quantity, automatically it will be changing. Okay, this is also calculated value or not. So these two also you can ignore. Rest of the fields you can add in the table. Yeah, order ID will be generated all the times. Okay, it is the unique ID for one order. Okay, for one order you may add n number of products. Yes or no? Okay, so what you have to do, you cannot add as a primary key for that one also. Okay, but you should be adding this one as a not null constraint. Yes or no? Okay, next, what are all the foreign keys here? Yeah, customer ID is the foreign key for the customer table. Okay, that you can define here. Next, with address table, address ID will be the foreign key. Okay, even address type also you can define from where? Address table, but it is not the mandatory thing. Okay, if you want you can build, otherwise no need to build that one also. Okay, that you can specify. Okay, just it depends on your requirement. Okay, so if you want to make the relationship with two columns, okay, here I am having the address ID and address type both. I want to make the relationship for both the columns, then you can add that one, right? N number of columns, that depends on requirement. Okay, let me add this. We can add as address ID as a foreign key, address type as a reference key. Okay, we can add that one also in the order table. Next, payment method, payment ID. Okay, payment method ID. what is the where you are having the relationship with for this column for payment table. Okay, that you need to refer from that one. Next, product id, where you are having the values product table. Okay, next, order id is independent to the this table. Okay, of course you will be having the duplicates, let it be that one. Next, quantity is independent to the particular order. Okay, next, seller id. Seller id is what you are referring from the seller table. Okay, next, these are all the calculated values that we can see later. Okay, let me create the tables. Okay, you have to answer this one. Okay, let's tell me the table definition. Create table orders. Okay, now which one I need to take first? Order id. Okay, so order id of number. Okay, this we can make as a not null. Next, next is what? Yeah, quantity. Once we can once we added the product id, then we can add that one. Okay, rest of the columns you can ignore. Any other columns are there? No, right? Better to make in a sequence. Okay, next possibility things, what? Customer id. Okay, which is of number type. Sir, no. Next, address id. Okay, address id is of which type? Number type. Next, ad- address type. Okay, so you need to make that one address type. Column name is ADR or AD double or I have written. Yeah, ADR type only. Okay, so this is column type, right? Okay, this is where character type. Okay, this where you are referring directly, you can add that column level. Okay, if you want, you can add at table level as well. Okay, references which table, address table, right? Address type. Few we can add at table level, few we can add at column level. Okay, just we can try to cover all the constraint types. Okay, this address type we defined. Next, what we need to do? Yes. Hmm. Yeah, we need to refer that one, right? It is mandatory. Yeah, yeah, you can add that one. But we are adding as a foreign key, right? Table level we are adding. Both are same only. References, foreign key, both are same only. But if you are adding at a table level, you need to specify as a foreign key. Yes. Yeah, directly references you can use that one. Yes, yes. Okay. Next. Next, what is the column here? Payment method ID. Okay. So payment method ID of what column? This is the column, right? So you can add that one. Payment method ID, that is number type. Okay. Let me add that one. Another columns. Next, product ID. Okay. Product ID from product table, right? So you can add that product ID, which is of number type. Next, okay, order ID already we have used. Quantity. Okay. So once we have added the quantity, which is number type. Next, seller ID of number type. Okay, can ignore. These are all the calculated values. Total and invoice sum both are calculated values that no need to mention. Next, we can try to add the foreign keys. Okay. So let me add with customer table. How we can add that customer table with foreign key? Yes or no? So you can specify that constraint foreign key of which table? Customer table. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. This is order we need to write, right? Okay. Order table with customer table. Okay. Column name is customer ID. Okay. Which table you need to refer? Customer table. Okay. So you have created the relationship with the customer table. Clear? Next, what you have to do? Address table you need to refer. Okay. Address type you already referred here. Okay. Address ID you have to refer from where? From address table only. Okay. So it simply can add the constraint button. Foreign key. Order with this is address table. Okay. What is the column here? Address ID. Yes or no? Next references, address ID and table name is address table. Okay. Next, what is the column? What is the constraint next? Address type already implemented. Next, yeah. Next, you need to payment method. Okay. So you need to refer that one. So how you can refer order? Okay, already we have added, right? So we can add the payment method, payment table. Okay. What is the column name here? Payment method ID. Okay. So payment method ID you need to refer, and which table? Payment method. Payment table, right? Okay, you need to refer that one. Next table is what? Product table. Okay. So let me add the product table as well. Okay, here product ID, right? You need to copy this one, product ID. Which product table? Okay. Now you have added the all the tables. Okay. You are created the relationship with all the tables, this order table. Simply you cannot insert the records for the order tables without having the records in the parent tables. Okay. Clear? Yeah, somewhere we did the mistake. Yeah, no matching unique key or primary key for this column list. For this column list. What is that meaning? Primary key. We have added. Do we have added primary key in other table? Yes. No, no. We have created the primary key for the payment method with the customer ID and payment method ID. Okay. If you want to build the relationship, if you want to make the foreign key means you have to specify the combination here. Okay. Because we have created the primary key as a multiple columns, not on the single column. Yes or no? Okay. So that you need to specify here. So instead of this one, you need to specify multiple columns here. Clear? Next, address ID. This is not the primary key, right? So you cannot refer this one since it is the primary key. It is not the primary key. If it is a primary key, then only you can able to add as a foreign key. Otherwise, you cannot add that one. Yes or no? Normally we will separately will create that one. Okay, this address id will create as a primary key here. Okay, in the address table generally, there you will be referring the customer id. Okay, there you will refer that one references key in the address table. Okay, already this is there. Okay, customer id for the customer payment. Okay, not the here address table, right? Yeah, already you have added seller address and customer address. This is fine. Okay, but here you need to make this one as a primary key, then only you can able to add this one as a reference here. Okay, means all the times address id will be generated as a unique queue. Okay, even address type also you cannot refer that one, since it is a having duplicates. Okay, so you need to remove that one. I forgot that. Okay, because it's a selling address, sorry, shipping address and uh, shipping address and billing address. Only two types will be there. Okay, you cannot refer that one. Okay, let me recreate this table. Okay, let me add as a primary key this one. Of course, if you want, you can add this one unique queue. This will work. Anyway, address ID is there, right? So anyway, it will be independent. It will work. Okay. Now we can refer that one here. Foreign key payment method address table, right? Simply you can refer that one. Okay. Now it will work. Clear? Yes, yes. If you want to build the relations, if you want to create that one as a relation foreign key, okay, you should be having the primary key in the parent table. Okay, only that value only will be refer in the foreign key. Otherwise, you cannot refer. Duplicate values you cannot refer. Simply we can say. Okay. Now I hope everybody is clear how we build the order table and all. Okay. So now data insertion. First, which table I need to insert the data? What are all the master tables? Yeah, yeah. We cannot insert the address table first, payment table first, because you should be refer the values from the customer table and seller table and product table, right? You cannot define this one. So first you have to go with the independent tables where you are having. Okay, so for customer id, for generation, okay, all the times it will be unique, right? So let me use the sequence number. Okay, how we can create the sequence? Yeah, create sequence name. Okay, sequence underscore customer. Sir, no. Is or as. Start with. Okay, let me give customer ID as some 1001. Okay, increment by 1. Okay, like this we can add or not. We can create or not. What is the syntax for that? Sequences. Example. Okay, there is no easy as. Okay, simply create sequence and okay, na? So I am creating the sequence for the customer table. So sequence is created. How we can extract that one? What I need to use to get the sequence values? Hmm? Next value, right? Sequence dot next value. If you are using means next value will be generated. Okay. So yeah, next sequences what where and all you are using. Now you are using as a constraint. Where and all you are having the constraints, right? Foreign key. They anyway those are all the primary keys in the parent table. Okay. So let me add that address table also. Okay. So increment by okay. Let me add that address ID with 101. Okay. Increment by one. Sequence is created. Next, next constant is what? Payment method. Okay. Payment number. I'm starting with 501 that one. Okay. Next, next payment method is what? Next sequence. Foreign. This one only. Sorry, this we cannot use, right? Because we have using the two columns here. Payment table, right? Payment tab. Okay. So here you are using the two columns. Primary key, right? Payment method ID and customer ID. Okay, so let me drop that one. Product ID. Okay, product. Next, this we can give some 9001. Okay, with this number we can use. Okay, I have created the all the sequences. Okay, next, how you can insert the values. First, which table? Customer table. Insert into customer. Okay, so how we can insert the customer ID? Simply you can use the sequence. Sir, no. Next well. Next. What are all the columns now? Customer name. You can give one customer name as. Okay. Let me use our student names only. Okay. Ali and next column is what? Default address ID. Okay. Default address ID I will give one all the times. Okay. For him. Okay. This you need to give once you have the data. Okay. Let me use one only for this one. So what you have to do all the times you need to enter the Ali. First we have to insert the only one value only. Okay, because we are referring this one. Okay, next default payment method ID. Okay, this also you can enter as a one. Okay, let me add another customers. Okay, next Shiva. So for him, I will use the some four. Okay, or four, six I will give. Pay method also four. One only I will give for this one. Okay, guys, even insertion also you will be getting the error. Of course, for first table you won't get any error. After that you will get the error. You will okay. We need so here you will get the some 11 you can give. I am adding the five customer details. Yeah, D. So let me add default payment method is one. Next, taking you, you know. So I have added the five customer details. This will be today class will be a little lengthy. Okay, don't get bored. Okay, we are having five details. Okay, means I am assuming for each and every customer there are having five addresses. Okay, so I am giving the default corresponding their default addresses in the I am referring in the this table. Okay, next, which table you need to insert the data? Seller. Okay, let me insert the data. Seller, insert into seller ID, right? Seller underscore November. Values are, so seller we can generate as a sequence, right? We have not created the sequence for the seller. Start with some six. Okay, if the numbers are starting with 6,000, then we can say that is the seller. Okay, so how we can use seller dot next value, next seller name. Okay, cloud tail. Okay, like that you can add any name here. Next, seller address ID. Okay, seller default address ID we need to refer, right? So what is the default address? Which one we can take? We can take the seller default address IDs with some number. Which one we can take? Four we can take. Okay. Actually, we should not use the manually. We can insert the values for the address table. Okay. We can add only two seller address. Tell me any seller names. Amazon goods. Default address ID would be some two. Yes, 24. Okay. Another record we can add. Another seller name, some Sony. 26. Okay, let me add that values in the address table as well. Okay, so we have added the three seller details as well. Next, which one we can insert the data? Hmm? Seller, we have inserted the data. Next, product, right? So product details, we can insert the data. Insert into prod underscore November values. What are all the things here? Yeah, yeah. Product ID. We are using the sequence, right? Simply directly we can use this one. Okay. Product ID dot next val. Okay, let me add the items, stationery items. Okay, pen. Okay, let me add that price as a only those columns only, right? Product table means product ID and product name and unit price discount, right? Okay, let me add each pen is of 10 rupees and the discount I will give 20%. Okay, just you can add 20%. Next column is what? Only four columns only, I guess. Okay, so you can add that one. Let me insert that record. What happened? Product, right? The row is inserted. Next record is some pencil like that I will add. Okay, which is of 5 rupees. Okay, let me add the discount also 20%. Okay, that is percent, not the actual value. 20, not 20 rupees. Okay. Next, some compass. Okay, let me add the price as a some 50 rupees and discount as some 10 rupees, 10%. Guys, on top of this data, I will ask tomorrow many questions. By seeing this data, you can come to know many questions in your mind. Okay, so you can try yourself. How many number of questions you can prepare and you can able to write that one. Try yourself. Tomorrow we'll ask few questions on this one. Okay. Next, let me add bag. Okay, that is of some 700 rupees. Okay. So which is percentage some 30% I'm having offer. Okay. Next, any stationery item book. Okay, note which is of some 60 rupees each. I will give some 5% only discount. Okay, so I have added the data. So if you check the data, okay, you are having the five elements, five products we are having. Next, what you have to do, you have to insert the data for the payment. Yeah, address table and payment table. Okay, so what you have to do here, let me write the data. Okay, you can take into the some notepad. Okay, this is product table, right? Okay, these are all the details we are having for the product table. Next, customer table. Okay, these are all the customer details we are having. Next, which one you are having? Seller details, right? Let me prepare the insert statement here only. This is seller details. Okay, these are all the default address IDs. These are all the seller name. These are all the seller IDs. Okay. Next, I want to prepare which one insert statement? Payment. Okay. Let me add the address table first. Okay. Insert into address table, right? So what is the columns here? Let me take. Okay, let me take the definition of that address table. Okay. So what are all the things we are having? Address id. Okay, so address id is of primary key. Of course you can give unique values, but all the times what you have to do, you need to refer the values from this table, right, to the customer table. Actually we have not created any relationship with the, yes or no? Simply we are using the 1611. Okay, let me add manually instead of using the sequence. I will add manually that sequence numbers and all. Okay, let me add for customer 1 addresses. Okay, so address 1 will be this one. Okay, address id and address type of billing. Okay, all the times I will get the billing will be address type. Okay, next, what is address? Okay, you can write with door number whatever you want. If you want, I will write as a some name only. Okay, I will give only simple name, but you can add complete address if you want. Okay. Next, that is of which one? Customer ID. Okay. So what you need to take? You need to take the customer ID from the customer table. You cannot add as a sequence because you need to refer this one, right? Okay. If you are giving the next value, what will happen? Next value it will be generated, not the actual value from the this table. Okay, it won't be there. The last one only will take. Sorry, this one only will take current value. Okay, you need to have the particular customer id. Next, seller id. If you are having the customer id, you will not be have the seller id. Okay, simply you can add the null value here. Clear? So 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, 5 values you are entered, yes or no? Okay, like that you can create n number of records. Okay, there. Okay. Okay, next, I want to shift the address to some Madiwada. Okay, for the same customer only. Okay, if you are having a customer address, you will not be having. This is primary key, so this should be unique queue. Okay, so you can add that one. Next, you can add the three. Let me add shipping address only. Sometimes I want to deliver to some care pro. Okay, same customer id. Okay, next I will prepare that one. Okay, next id is the 4. This is of also shipping. I will give some bar. Okay, next same customer. Next, let me add some 5. Okay, 5 we have not given, right? Default address to anybody. No, we have not given. Seller address 4 we have given. Okay, so that we cannot give that one because we are given as a seller details. Okay, default address we are given as a 4. By mistake we have given. Let me update that one as a 24, right? Okay, let me add 28 this one or 23. How we can update that one? Update one seller table, right? Seller November set default customer ID, right? Seller default ID equal to 23 where equal to 4. Means one record will be updated. Okay. So now this will be 23. So let me change that one. 24, 25 we can add. No, no, no. Only this one only I'm adding that one. So this data is now this one. Okay, so anyway, there is no issue with this one. So we have added the address for the first customer. Let me add the addresses for the other customers as well. I have inserted which one? Let me insert. Okay, already primary key is defined, right? Anyway, records will not be inserted. Okay, next we'll add for the another customer. So what you need to do? 1001, that will be 1002. Yes or no? If you want, you can change the places as well. Okay, you can give primary place as the Madiwala, and here you can give any other name. Okay, you can give in Madiwala only some other address. Okay, Madiwala 2 like that. You can add the things and all care from two things. Okay, you can use any addresses. That and all doesn't matter. Okay, but this should be unique, right? You cannot add the duplicates, right? Okay, let me add that one. Okay, means you will be having the five addresses for the second customer. Okay, next I will give only three addresses for the whom customer 3. Just I am preparing the data only today, since you are not created the data. This step yesterday you should be happy. Okay, let me add same addresses, and this will be 1003. Next, what I need to take? 1004, and I will insert here. Okay, I will insert only one record for him. Billing and shipping both are same only. Okay, so that we can treat as a billing address only. Okay, that we can ID would be okay, because I have given the 1004, only 16 is the default ID, right? So let me add that one only. Okay, so for these two IDs I will give the single address. Okay, which is Parthal. Okay, so I will change this one and I will use the single addresses for them. Okay, for him, what is the default address? 21. Okay, so let me insert the two records here. So total how many records I should have in the table? Address table. Okay, 1001, 1002, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you are having that customer addresses you are having. Now what you need to have? Even you should be having the seller addresses as well, right? Okay, even for one customer you can add three addresses, and after that you can add the. Okay, here what will be there instead of this one? You will be having the null value for this one, right? Customer ID will be null, and here you will be having the seller ID. Okay, so let me add that seller ID. Okay, let me add 6001 is the customer seller ID. Okay, for him, his location. Okay, his base location. Okay, base location and warehouse location. Okay, like that I will give. I will change the type. Okay, warehouse location, and next it is the we can say simple retail store. Okay, like that I will change, since it is a this one. Okay, customers, sorry, seller details, right? So I have added three addresses. and I am utilizing the three addresses details. Okay, here actually default address is 23. So all the times I try to uh, fetch the data from the retail store only. Okay, retail store that is there in the Kerpuram. Okay, to this IDs. Okay, let me add that one. That is of 24, sorry, 22, and I will add this one as a 21. Okay, 21 already I have added, right? So I cannot add that one. Let me add. Okay, or you can remove that one also. Only one address, warehouse and retail store. Okay, I will add two addresses. Just try to understand the data. Don't get bored. Okay, don't think other ways. Okay, for these two sellers, I'm adding the two addresses. Okay, what happened? Yeah, I have given the size is maximum 10, but I am giving the 4 characters. Okay, that's why it is giving error. For 12 characters, that's why giving the error. Okay, okay, already record is inserted. That's why it is giving error. Okay, retail store is length is more, warehouse constraint. Okay, let me add the seller address. One more thing, that is for that Amazon address. I will give only retail store only. Okay, I won't add the warehouse. Okay, so that is of 24. Where from directly it is from the warehouse which is there in the Yelahanka. Okay, that I will give 6002. Next, this number, this is of 25. So I will give two addresses for the uh, 6003. Okay, for this seller I will give two addresses. This is of warehouse. Warehouse I will put some only. Okay, so let me add the details here. Okay, retail store will be this one, and warehouse is fine, right? Yeah. Okay, 24, 25, 26. 23, 24, 25. Okay. Okay. So how many number of addresses I am having now? You are having the 20 addresses. 5 belongs to, 6 belongs to seller details, and rest of the things belongs to customer. Clear? Next, what we need to add? Which data? Okay, you need to add for the payment. Okay. So what are all the things you need to require for this one? Customer. Okay, we are adding the customer payment only, right? So let me take that one. So here, do we are creating any sequence for this one? No. Yeah, we are creating a sequence as well for that. Let me remove this address table, address sequence. That into the payment tab, right? Values. Okay, so first one is what? This is the sequence type, right? Next value, comma. What we can give? Payment method ID. Okay, that start from one or two something. Next payment method, that you can say by default all the things will be your wallet. Okay, option we can choose as a wallet. Second, next customer ID. Okay, so customer ID means you need to refer the customer ID only, right? So okay, here this one also you cannot use the sequence value since it is the you are all the places we are giving the one as one only, right? So you cannot use that one. But this combination should be unique. Okay, simply you can use that one. Next, next option would be UPI. Okay, this should be two. Okay, only these two combinations only unique. Next three. This one would be credit card. Next fourth option would be debit card. Is there any other options? Yeah, we can give gift card also. Okay, so like that you can add the different payment methods. Okay, this should be same as for other customers as well. Okay, simply you can take this one. This sequence also you can generate same thing only. Okay, you can give same methods only. There is no much options, right? Okay, you can give 1003. All the people same options only will be visible. 1004. Next, the another. Okay, I want to add him as a cash. Okay, let me add for few people cash. So that questions will come price more. Okay, that's why I have given that one. So now you are having the data for the payment method as well. Data is inserted. Next, which table we need to insert the data? Okay, now we have to go for the order table. So let me open that order table definition. Now tell me how we can insert the data. Insert. Okay. So order ID. Okay, let me add that one as a. I will start the orders from the some 90000. Okay, from this one from this number I need to start. Okay, let's. Okay, for this order I have placed 10 books and 5 notebooks. 10 books and 5 pens and 3 pencils. I need to order for this him for his in as in this order. I have to place that many number of things. How I can add that records? 10 books. Okay, 5 pens, comma 3 pencils. Okay, one compass, one bag. How many number of products we are having? 5 only, right? Notebook, one bag. How I can add? Tell me. I need to order the this many number of items. How I can write the insert statement? You need to insert the separate records only, right? Okay, of course, your ID will be repeated. That's why we have not added as a primary key that one. Did we added that primary key? No, right? We have added as a only not null constraint. Okay, so no matter we are having the duplicates. Okay, so for here as per columns, what are all the things we need to take the customer ID? Okay, okay, one order you can place for only one customer. Yes or no? And you can choose only you will be shipping. If you want, you can ship same order to the two places. That option will be there. In single order, you can split one item to one place, one item to another place. Okay, that option is there. Just general I'm telling. Okay, based upon the address type. Okay. Next, payment method ID. This will be unique for one single order. Sir, no. You cannot do partial. All the payments you have to do with only one payment. Okay. Next, here you can choose the each and every product. You will be having a separate line because your quantity may get changed and also product may get changed. Yes or no? And you have to specify the seller ID. That will be single. Okay. It is vary from one product to another product. Okay. Let me add the details. Next, what I need to choose for the first customer. Okay, let me add that customer ID as well. Next, customer ID I have selected. Next, which one? Address ID. I need to ship the address, right? Okay, so by default, okay, let me use the default address only for the customer. Okay, that is of one. This is the default address ID, right? For him I want to place the default address. What is the product ID? So this is of which type? You can this you can give anything. Okay, you are having the product details, right? Either shipping or this one doesn't matter. That you can utilize here. Okay. Yeah, billing for customer means it will be shipping. Okay, shipping and billing we have written. Next, what we need to take? Payment method ID. Okay, let me add the default payment method ID only for the this order. Okay, default payment method ID is what? Wallet. From wallet we can place that one. Next, product ID. Which one? 10 notebooks. Okay, notebook product ID is what? 9005. Okay, let me add that one. Next, how much quantity you are placing? That you need to specify, right? Yeah, how many number of 10 notebooks? You can add that one. Next, is there any other? Okay, seller ID. Okay, you can refer the seller ID detail. It is from Cloudtail only. Okay, you can add that one. Let me try to insert the record, whether record will insert or not. Okay, record is insert. If you are trying to insert some other record with okay which are not there in the parent tables, system will not allow because it will be referring the your parent table object. This already you know, right? If you are trying to insert the other values means it will not allow. That you already know that one. Next, for one customer, I have had it only one record now. Next, order will be same. Customer also same. Next, address also same. I will change address also. This one also same. Okay. Next, seller is same. I want to place the which one? Next, product ID, right? Product ID I need to change for five. Okay, pens. For pen, what is the product ID? 9001. that we can take. So how much quantity? 5. Rest of the things you can add this one only if you want. Next I will change that one. Shipping. Okay, I want to change the bag address. Okay. So bag is what? Let me add address details. What is the address ID for that? 1001. Okay. Let me use the 4. Shipping default payment. Okay. For bag, what is the product ID? 9001. How many number of quantity? Only one bag. Okay. Let me use the seller is 6002. Next product is what? Compass. Compass is 9003. And address is okay. Okay, 6003 only you can give anything. Okay, one compass. Next pencils also, right? Pencil is 9002. How many pencils? Number of pencils? 5. 3 pencils, right? Okay, 3 you can give. And okay, let me add 6002. Just for data preparation, I'm writing this one. Okay, already we have added the 10, right? Books we have added. Let me insert the records only for this one instead of adding the duplicate records. Or we can add, okay, for record we inserted. Let me add other customers as well. Okay, customer name number will get changed. That's it, right? Okay, 1002 and default address IDs will get changed. Okay, 1004. For 1002, how many addresses we are having? Where first underscore ID equal to 1002. Okay. So here you are in 6 to 10. Okay, so you need to change the billing addresses as well. A few things you can add: 6, 7, 8, 9. You can add some 10. Okay, means he is placing each and every item to the different places. You can change the quantity as well. Okay, you can add 10 bags. We add that one, and this you can change if you want. You can change the different. Okay, 1600. Next, if you want, you can add billing. Here I am changing exactly. This is 1002. Not this one. 11. So how many addresses we are having for the 3? We are having three only, 11, 12, 13. Okay. Billing also we are having, right? Let me add the billing only. It's not this one. This is of type payment method, right? Okay, let me add payment method as the another one. Okay, that is of to third payment we can give. Third one is what? Let me add that one. Next. Okay, so three customers we have added. Let me add two more customer details. Okay, well, not required this one. One record we can add that one. Okay, he purchased only 9004 notebooks only, which is some 100. 106,003. And payment method is 5 cash. Okay, default payment methods where I am having cash. Okay, 5. 1004 5. He will place only two orders. This is of 21, right? From 21 you are having. He is having. And he is having. How many address we are? He is having 16. Let me insert the records. This is of order type, right? Okay. So for second customer, this will be order two. Next, this will be order three. This will be order four. Next, this will be order five. Okay. I am inserting five orders. So 9001 already inserted, right? Okay. I have added the five records. Let me add this one. Select star from orders number table. Okay. Total how many number of orders we are having? Yeah. For each and every customer we are having, right? 1001, 1004, 1003, 1002. Yeah. We are having all the records. Okay. So this already you are aware of that one. You cannot insert the values if the values are not there in the parent tables. That you are already clear. Okay, of course, here one more field we have missed, that is uh, order date. Okay, if we are added a order date, we will get the more number of questions. Unfortunately, we missed that one. Okay, can I add that one? So just I will add that alter table. alter table. Table name is order November, where, sorry, not where, add column, right? Add column, not add column, add order date, that is of date type. Okay, so let me add that one. Table is altered. Let me rework this one. Okay, delete, I will do the delete here. And having the data here, right? So order date will add here. So order date will be took care of what I can use sys date. Sys date I will take from past 10 days. Okay, sys date minus 10 days, comma TDMMYY. Okay, so I need to make that one. Okay, so DDMMYYY. Let me check how much we get this one. Select from UL. Maybe today for you it is a very boring, but tomorrow class will be very important. Okay, I will cover so many topics in tomorrow class. Okay, whatever we have done till now. Okay, subqueries, queries, coordinate subqueries, everything I will recover. I will repeat once again. Okay, with my questions. Okay, so don't miss anybody tomorrow. Very important. Okay, I will ask so many questions. Today just I have prepared the data for that. Okay, in front of you only. Don't miss anybody. Okay, let me add the columns. Let's see, he has added some 11 days before. Why one where it got extra? Yeah, 10 is there, that's why you are getting right. Okay, same day only he will order. Let me add yesterday only. And 2 days before. If you want, you can add so many few more records also. Okay, but you need to take care of that order numbers. Okay, let me add here 9001, 9002. Let's make sequence. Here we are missing, right? Take care of. How it is missing? Okay, here shipping, right? It should be billing. Here missing is clear 9002, 9003, all are same date. Okay, and 9004. Same item only here pressing, right? Okay, 4, 5. This we can remove this one. Next, 1005. 1005. Okay, this order is same. Let me add sequentially. This is 10. This we can make 11. Same day ordered many. 9004. No, this should be 9, right? Next, I am making the proper order data. Next, 1003. Let me make 8 days before. 1005. This I will make as a 7th day. And let me add this one 6. This customer I will make this one as a 4. Okay, if I am changing this one again, addresses will be get changed, right? So I cannot change that one. So better keep in this one only. 8 will remove these records. 7 will keep only 2 IDs here, and here we'll keep 7. 8. Let me add today, yesterday only. These are all yesterday, today's records. Okay. This I will make as a 9. Okay, any record is missing, and okay, he consecutively he has purchased the things and all. Okay, means 10 orders I am inserting the data. Okay, what happened? November value is not a valid month. So all the this date minus 10. Okay, what it will display if we are using this one? Select from user DDMMYYY. Then why here it is not in setting? Why is selected? Record? No record. This is order date. Why it is not an invalid month? No, that or not doesn't matter. Not a valid month means here it is giving error. Add UOM, what will happen? Okay. I'm not sure. Actually, that is not an issue. I don't know. What happened? Go this way. Okay. Data is there now in the payment table. Okay. This is. It may be added in last. Don't no need to worry. Okay. But we are having that one. Tomorrow class will be very interesting. Okay. Don't miss anybody. So we are having a number of records we inserted. Okay, around 30 records we have inserted. On different days, people are placed the orders and they purchased from different sellers, and their different addresses are there. Okay, so tomorrow class will be very important, and also it I may extend half an hour also, maybe till 9:30. Okay, I will try to cover more number of questions tomorrow. Okay, don't miss anybody. Yes, exactly. See, if you are create one second, one second. If you are creating the account. Okay, where they are entering the data in the application. Bank employee is not using the Oracle code, right? They are using the application. Okay, in that application. Okay, in backend they are restricting everything. Okay, by using some procedures, functions, packages, or some what a farm code, or they might be using the some triggers as well. So system won't accept any invalid data in that. So by default it will be you are inserting the valid data only. Okay, functionally itself, that person, okay, even he don't know Oracle, he don't know technical things where he will get error, but still he will say, okay, just mandatory you can keep the pan card. Okay, if you have this document, okay, if you don't have the other card, I cannot create the account. Means what does mean? Internally system will do what it will do. Internally it will, the system, people might be made as a primary key, or it may mandatory, not null column. They have to requirement. Yeah, requirement. Yeah, yeah. Client will give that requirement. These are all the things I need to make mandatory. Okay, if these details are not there, record should not insert in the system. Okay, so what technical person will do? Yes, yeah, functional requirements, everything. Okay, that and all will given by client only. Okay, technically you have to read the document, and you have to understand the topic what he is asking. So for that equivalent technically you need to make that one. So how you can try to make? Okay, so simply what he will do, every account should match, link with pan card and other card. How you will make that one? not primary key, it's a not null. Even by default, actually, if you are making not null means what will happen, if he is giving dummy value also it will take. Okay, sir, no. So yeah, so how we will make that work? So what he will do at the time of table creation only, he will try to make that value before creating the account. He will verify his Aadhaar card details is matching with the current account details or not. If it is means where he is searching the data, he is searching in the UIDA. Okay, Aadhaar website. Okay, he will link that one. They will give that reference to link that Aadhaar card to the your account. Means you are referring that your Aadhaar ID with Aadhaar website. Okay, externally you are linking. Okay, like that, developer has to implement that feature. Okay, internally you will be working on this one only, but functionally you have to understand how we can make that work, how we can achieve that work. Okay, by understanding the requirement, you have to implement the technical aspects. See, in real time we won't prepare any data. Okay, in real time, whenever customers are adding, whenever you are doing the transactions, that time only data will come. Before that we are not preparing any data. Okay, in future who will be coming as a customer we don't know as a bank, but how many number of people will come for the all the people, they will provide the account detail accounts. Yeah, yeah, functional, yeah, columns, everything you will be defined before starting the organization. You will be having that software. The records and all, it depends on the transaction. Okay, that you will get from the real time. Okay, so in real time that will not be there. Okay, even I am sharing this data as well. Don't miss anybody tomorrow. If you even if you are missing in previous classes na, that will be cover in tomorrow class. Maybe may not be explain all the topics once again, but I will try to cover how we can utilize the things and all. Yes, 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 I will try to include all the topics in this one only. Yes, yes. If you want, I will take class Sunday for this one. Okay.